Hi everyone, I'm Norbert.
And I'm Jakub.
And we are working on our in-house AI team here at Software Mansion, where we do stuff related to on-device AI. And today we wanted to share with you where actually the on-device AI is used in production cases.
Yeah, so I believe the best AI in your life is the AI that you don't really notice it's AI. There's no chatbot, there's no hype. It just quietly powers a feature that is really useful. And I believe the current reputation about on-device AI is that it's a gimmick. It looks cool on a keynote and then nobody uses it. That's why we are doing this, to show off use cases in production that are actually powering apps used by millions. And yeah, what is on-device AI?
Yeah, so we'll start with a quick definition. So on-device AI means that AI model will run directly on your hardware, so on your computer or on your phone. And this approach has three big benefits. And the first and most important one is a privacy. So no data will ever leave your device. Nothing is sent to the server. And of course, because of that, you don't have to pay for the server infrastructure. Everything is computed directly on the device. And the third thing is that it works offline. So there's no need for an internet connection.
Yeah. And there are obviously some drawbacks to that, especially for big models. There's storage. You have to download like sometimes a couple of gigabytes of a binary. There's the battery drain and heat generation. But I think we can work around those challenges somehow and still build cool, interesting stuff.
Okay, so now you know what on-device AI is, so we can move to our examples. Yeah. And the first one will be a very popular application called Snapchat. And in Snapchat, you have those filters that you can add to your photos. And those filters are actually called lens. Mm-hmm. And the best thing is that any developer can create their own lens in their application called Lens Studio, I think. So basically, you have your own model and you can deploy it there, and it will be shipped in the application as the lens that can be used by any user.
Mm-hmm. So say you need a key point detection model to, apply some kind of filter to the user. So I can just train a model in PyTorch, export it to some kind of format, and then run it in Snapchat application?
Yeah, it works with PyTorch models, which are exported to formats like TF-Lite or ONNX. So the lens sees the model as a black box. So it will give it a camera frame, and it will receive from it a camera frame with some filter applied. So, for example, things like augmented reality and filters like, I bet you remember the thing with the dog filter where you had ears of dog on the photo. It was crazy here in Poland. So it's all powered by those lenses. And in this lens, the model is actually running on device.
Okay, that's very interesting. I didn't realize it was that open.
Yeah, so any developer can create it, and they even have an SDK which you can use in different applications. So it's not like only for the Snapchat.
So what are the use cases, the commercial use cases behind the Snapchat lens?
So actually, there was an example. It was a Nike virtual try-on, mm-hmm. where you could try some clothes before you were buying it. So it worked like that. You pointed the camera on your foot, the AI model detected your foot, mm-hmm. and then on top of that, the shoe was rendered. So we can see how it looks.
Okay, so I think it's pretty big for e-commerce business. So you can, let your customers try on the clothes before they buy them, so they don't end up, returning them all the time.
Yes, and in this case, it was quite important for that to run on device because, it was running like 30 times per second. So if you imagine that you want to send that much data in such a short time, with some internet quality drops, the whole thing would work slow and you would have to pay a lot if you had many users.
So also the streaming, Snapchat operates at a very big scale, right? So streaming all those video frames just to detect ankles or something like that would be wasteful, because I believe that there are very small models that can do this. They're like maybe 10 megabytes or something, and you can use those and run them directly on the device. It's not like it's a big binary bloat or like the models or so. It wouldn't make sense, honestly, to run up to the cloud.
It's actually quite simple task that you would have to build a giant infrastructure on top of that, and then it can simply run on the CPU that is in your iPhone. So that's a no-brainer. And while staying in the vision landscape, we can move to, I think, our favorite feature with on-device AI, which is actually a semantic search in Apple Gallery. And I bet you want to tell our users our viewers how it works.
Yeah, sure. So embedding models, they produce vectors, high-dimensional vectors that encode semantic meaning of both image and text data. And I think that the semantic gallery search on iPhones is a feature that I use every day. I want to find, say, a picture of a dog, and I just type in dog, and it displays, all the pictures with dogs in them, and I think it's very convenient. And I think that we actually made a tutorial on this with React Native Executor. So if you're curious, we'll drop a link in the description.
Yeah, you can check it out and add a similar feature to your own application. And while staying with the Apple ecosystem, I think it's important to mention that Apple is a bit on the side in this AGI race. Mm-hmm. They are more like creating features that are really useful and integrated with the hardware. So the things like the new Siri, it's partially running on device. So for example, the speech-to-text and text-to-speech are done on device, and some tasks done by large language model are also computed on device. They are only routing to the model that is running in the private cloud if the task is complex enough that it won't be a good fit for a small language model to do it.
Yeah, I think it's also pretty important to not do those things in the cloud, because you don't really want to send private pictures of somebody to some external provider. And I agree with you on the Apple take. I think they're doing a great job. They recently released a lot of new things on the WWDC conference, like the Core AI framework. We can definitely expect a lot of new exciting stuff from Apple. I think we need to address the elephant in the room, LLMs. So I think the popular take is that small language models are often considered too dumb for general use. And, they are pretty impractical because you need to download model weights. And it is partially true, but you can also fine-tune those models. So you can basically take a pre-trained model like Gemma 4, use your own data so it performs better at a specific task, and deploy it. And it's going to perform way better for your use case. So I think a great example of that is Grammarly. So what they did is they took a pre-trained model, they fine-tuned it for grammar correction and, writing mistakes. And they actually used MLX to implement the model. Okay. And they went from a 50 tokens a second baseline to over around 210 tokens, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And I think Grammarly is a very cool use case because you don't really want to send confidential emails or something like that to OpenAI or whatever provider you're using, right? So there's the privacy concern and there's the connectivity concern. You sometimes don't have internet connection and just simply can't stream your text to a cloud provider.
Yeah, and about the on-device LLMs, actually lately we shipped an support for Gemma 4. And it's actually using the MLX underneath, so it's quite fast on iOS devices. So yeah, check it out. This model is quite good. Yeah, even out of the box, it's pretty smart and it can do a lot.
Yeah, we have Gemma 4, Qwen 3.5. Yeah. There's plenty of those.
Yeah, but I think Gemma 4 is a level up than other.
Yeah, I think it's the gold standard right now.
Yeah, it's incredibly powerful.
Okay, so I think another great use case is scam detection, a very popular problem nowadays. And Google Messages approach is very interesting here. So what they do, usually what the messaging apps did is on the first message, the potential scammer would potentially be flagged and the message would be dropped to another inbox. But Google Messages does something more interesting, and they monitor the conversation as it continues in real time. So if the scammer gets, fishy after a few messages, it still detects them. And, it has to happen on the device because, this is end-to-end encrypted, so the data never, is seen by the server.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And also, it's working on audio calls.
Oh, it's working like during the call in real time?
Yeah.
So how does it catch what do you speak?
Yeah. So I believe they use Gemini Nano under the hood, and it's actually a pretty nice UX feature, by the way, because once it detects that, hey, this call is potentially a scam, it gives you haptic feedback, and you can, you have like a little warning message on a call.
Oh. And do you know, does it work with different languages? For example, with Polish?
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I don't really have an Android phone, but I will definitely check this out because it's very interesting. And speaking of Gemini Nano, I believe it's also built into the browser right now, into Google Chrome.
Yeah, it's a bit controversial because the Google Chrome is large, and with the LLM shipped with it, it's even larger. But I bet the features it enables are quite good.
Yeah, they are quite good. There's a couple of new APIs within Google Chrome, like Translator, Summarizer, and those are very high level. So you literally make zero effort to integrate those. And you can, summarize text, for example, or translate from source to target languages, which I think is pretty useful.
And it's available for the developers. So when I'm creating a web application, can I use those APIs?
Yeah, as long as you're using Google Chrome, you can probably open up your DevTools right now and type in translator .translate. I'm probably not correct here, but yeah, they're available generally in the Google Chrome.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so we talked about Google, and now we can move to another big company that's doing these things under the hood, which actually is Meta. And Meta has a thing called executors. React Native devs can know it from our library, React Native executors. We are actually using it under the hood there. And they are actually quietly adding those on-device AI features to different applications. So we might start with WhatsApp, when they are using model that actually predicts and classifies how good your network connection is to actually give you the fitting video quality on video calls.
That's very interesting. Actually, I believe so far we've mostly touched on things that are very user facing, and this is infrastructure saving. So it's a very cool it's a very cool problem when you use local AI to optimize your infra. Which I think is pretty neat.
Yeah, that's exactly something you said at the beginning of our podcast. So the thing that the best AI is the one that user can't see.
Yeah.
That's exactly the example of it.
Yeah, right.
And moving from WhatsApp, we have Instagram and their cutouts feature. So it works similarly to the stickers in Apple.
Yeah.
So you basically can point at the object on the photo, and this object will be cut out from the photo and saved as a sticker. So then you can send it as a message or something like that.
So what models are they using to accomplish this?
Yeah, so actually Meta created a model called segment anything model, in short, SAM.
Yep.
And in Instagram, they are using actually a lightweight version of this model. It's called, I think, Squeeze SAM. And yeah, it simply works like this. You point on the object and it's segmented on the photo.
Okay, so detects objects on a per pixel level, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's so cool.
And of course, we can't forget about the Messenger application. Lately, they introduced end-to-end encryption. So yeah, they have to process the data on the device. And one of my favorite features that was introduced, I think not that long ago, is actually transcription of audio messages. Yeah, it's incredibly useful because you don't have to listen to that audio message. You can just see what's the content, and I love it.
Yeah, that's pretty convenient for the users. And also, I think that speech to text is one of those things that is pretty much solved when it comes to mobile. There's models like Parakeet, Whisper.
Yeah.
Whisper Tiny can be as low as 30 megabytes when it's quantized. So it's not a big binary bloat. And yeah, it's as fast that it can transcribe things in real time, right? You don't have to wait for transcription. And I think it's pretty neat. you can use it in React Native executors too.
Exactly.
So I think a place where it gets really exciting and exotic is wearables. So imagine deploying an AI model on headphones or wearables. I bet that looks cool on a resume.
Yeah, and I think the best example would be the Meta Ray-Ban glasses.
Yeah.
Yep, they are cool because they look like a normal sunglasses. So you can't tell if someone is using some AI fancy glasses. And my favorite feature from them is actually the thing where you can read some text. The glasses read some text, they OCR it, and they detect the language and then translate it to, for example, English. So if I'm on a vacation and I want to see what this poster is about, I will just know.
Yeah, that's cool that you don't have to like spin up the translate application on your phone, do a photo. It just happens on your glasses, right?
Yeah, and another thing here is the live translation in AirPods. For me, it's like something out from Cyberpunk or thing like this. So here the AirPods are only like input and output device. The computations are done on iPhone. But yeah, when I'm on a vacation and I hear a language that I don't know, I can understand the things that people are saying. For now, I think it's not working that well yet, but I see a great potential in it.
Yeah, I think, a couple of years ago, we would only like dream of those features. We could, we imagined those features as a future, right?
Yeah.
And it's actually happening nowadays, which is very exciting.
Yeah, incredibly cool.
So I think it's very important is that the tooling is changing extremely fast. And what used to need deep ML expertise a few years back now is a high-level API. And it enables like regular developers without a PhD in machine learning to build all of those cool features. And I think that's key to mass adoption.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And as we could see, the on-device AI is all around us in the different applications. And in most cases, it's working somewhere under the hood, doing very important stuff, like in the WhatsApp, where it's giving you a different video quality based on the network. And I think big players are already pushing that frontier. So I bet that on-device AI will be a huge part of further AI development.
Yeah, so the key takeaway is that you have to find your use case, figure out how your app can benefit from such small features, and how you can make your users' life better. Yeah, so I think that's all. Thank you all for listening to us, and follow us for more information on React Native Executors. We also got a lot of new cool things coming up soon. So yeah, stay tuned. Thank you.
Take care, guys.